So, my first YouTube not in China. So I thought I would do a quick YouTube video on kind of like tips for travel in China because I feel like I wish I watched something like this before I went. I feel like I would have been a lot more prepared, even though I have been before. I only went for like 3 days, but I definitely learned a lot more this time round. So my first one is always carry your passport in China because when you're kind of like booking trains and stuff like that and transport, it's how they kind of give you your ticket. They give it to you through your passport. So like when you scan, like for example, most people would scan their Oyster card or something, you're scanning your passport. So that's the first one. Second one is download Didi and Alipay before you go. So you kind of like set it up, and then on Alipay you can kind of add your cards. So you've already got them and you're not panicking, just in case you have to like authorize your cards onto the app before you go. It's best to do it and know you've got it before you get out there because they kind of like don't use Apple Pay and stuff like that. And Didi is kind of like Uber in China. So that's the second one. Third one is check your phone network because obviously to use these apps you'll definitely need network. They do have Wi-Fi, but it's not everywhere. So yeah. Number four is fast trains. Pre-book them because they do sell out fast. We went somewhere on a fast train and spent a few hours there, and then we were trying to get home. It was about 5 p.m. and everything had sold out for the whole night. We couldn't get any trains back. So then we had to get a Didi back, and it took like an hour and a half. So yeah, just make sure if you know you have to get back by a certain time and you need to take the train that you kind of like pre-book it. And that brings me on to my fifth point is that if you are going somewhere at a certain point, which like we did, we had to be at factories at certain points because then we had other things in the day that we had to get to at a certain time. Leave in plenty of time because there are a lot of security checks in the stations and stuff like that. Especially I think that it was the fast train, or I think it's any train actually that we took. There was like those scanners that they have in airports. Yeah. So you have to go through them. So leave in plenty of time. Six is if you get a chance, try and get a Chinese like wash and blow dry. Amazing experience. They kind of like massage your shoulders, neck, back, wash your hair, blow dry it, and then style it. Absolutely, 100% would recommend. It's amazing. And then I would say carry water because there are a lot of like refillable water stations that you can kind of use. So I would always recommend carrying water anyway, especially because it gets quite hot. Translator, definitely download a translator. I downloaded Google Translate. That was very good because it had like a camera that I could take photos of if I was looking at a menu. It would have a live kind of conversation. So if I was talking and they were talking, and instead of like pressing and then like reading it and like pressing, you could kind of like read if you wanted a quick conversation. Or you could just type, and then that's what I did. If I was ordering like a latte or something, I was like typing it and then showing them. So definitely that. Plan your routes. I think I've said that one, but yeah, make sure you're quite like organized. Something I'm not very good at, but I definitely got better as the days went on because I knew I needed to be because things just took so much longer. Gifting. I took my manufacturer's gifts. But make sure you kind of like Google the appropriate gifts to get them because there are certain things that you can get and certain things that aren't really appropriate. So just make sure you Google it before you get any gifts, unless you already know, but I did not know anything about this. I would say to watch out. So this one, it nearly killed us several times. The roads. Crossing roads, it was absolutely a lethal experience. We nearly got squashed a few times. So the zebra crossings, they have them, but I just don't think they mean the same thing in China as they do in the UK. So like in the UK, you kind of look, don't you, and think, right, there's no one there. If someone does come and you're kind of walking, they got to slow down and kind of let you get to the other side. No. In China, we nearly got hit by a police car because we were like halfway and like he was coming round the corner and he saw us, but he just didn't slow down. So we were a bit like, and we just had to run because he was not slowing down. So that was an experience. And also, the pavements, they allow bikes and mopeds on. So you could be like walking just down the street and stuff, and there'd be like the main road there, but there's also mopeds coming from behind you, kind of in front of you, and you kind of like not wanting to step to the side because they could be like, bang, you're hit by a moped. That nearly happened to us. So yeah, just be very careful. If you can use like if you can go like under the roads, sometimes they have like underground kind of things that you can walk through. If you can, try and find one of them. They're a lot safer. Toilets. So apart from the hotel, most of the toilets had like this kind of, it was like a hole in the ground. You kind of squat, which did take some getting used to, but we kind of got used to it. But then it's kind of like there didn't seem to be any toilet paper in the cubicle. So I kind of took my own tissue and then kind of disposed of it, not in the toilet, because I didn't think there must be a reason why there's not toilet paper there. So definitely recommend that. And yeah, I think they seem to be the ones off the top of my head that I can think of. If there's any questions you have or anything you wanted to ask, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I will try and answer them best I can. But yeah, I think that's it. So, and if you're going to China, have a lovely time. If you're thinking about going to China, I would definitely recommend.